Hey y'all, listeners, and welcome back to Eternal. Gonna do some not lore-related stuff today. It's a new month. I'm recording this at the beginning of October, so future people, if you're not catching up, well, by golly gee, this is what's going on. It's time for a new Sealed League for the month, and I'm gonna go jump right in. And we're gonna take this one from the beginning to the very end. So last month I did pretty damn well in my Sealed League. I was just outside the top 100. I think I was ranked like 116 or something, or 127 maybe by the time everything shook out. Record of 29 and 11, so that was pretty damn good. It's probably the best I've ever done. I was in the top 250 before, but never in the top near that close to 100. So hopefully we can repeat that performance this time. So we're going to jump in, and we're going to see what opening cards we have for the first week, and we'll play some games with that first week's cards. Now, disclaimer, last month I basically left all my games to the end, not necessarily intentionally, but because I just didn't have time, and I played like 40 games the last week. But basically, you're 10 games a week for the month. Effectively, what your obligation is for the Sealed League. But and one could argue that was strategic also because I had all my best cards and all my removal, and I could pick and choose and play my 40 best games with the best deck I possibly could. Then again, so could everyone else. So take it with a grain of salt. This month we're going to do a little different, so I can kind of give you the progress as things go, and we'll do it week to week. We'll play the 10 games with the decks with the current set of cards, and then we'll see what we add week to week. So the way Sealed League works is that you immediately get 8 packs when you get into Sealed League, and that's your first week's pool to make your deck from. Then the second week you get 2 more Empty Throne packs. Third week we get 2 Omens of the Past packs. And fourth week we get 2 Fall of Argenport packs. Notice Dusk Road is quite absent. You can now equip the card back immediately upon league entry via your profile. Oh, normally you have to wait for the reward to get the new card back. Alrighty, so I'm actually saving up. There's a new adventure coming out, which is kind of like a set 4.5, because we're on set 4 right now. So kind of set 4.5, a small campaign against the AI, some interesting story and lore, and you get a bunch of new cards for the set. Is going to come out end of this week, and it usually runs around 25,000 gold, so I'm kind of saving up for that. So I'm going to use the couple remaining gems I have, and we'll, give Direwolf some money, and it's all good. This is about $10 or so. So, like I said, I think it brings my total I've spent on the game to like 20 or something over all the hours it's given me. So, no complaints there. We're going to go sign up for the league, and we're going to see what packs we've gotten. This is the fun part. Let's crack some packs and see if we can build a deck this episode that'll get something good. So we'll start with the current set, Fall of Argenport. Or we should start with the original. Let's start from the beginning. This is Empty Throne. Let's start with the first set. What do we have? Runic Revolver. Pretty decent weapon. Giving stuff quick draw is good, but the cost is pretty high. We're not seeing anything practically in... We're seeing a little bit of every color, but nothing particularly good. Core Snatcher Bat is a bomb. It's a flying 5/3 with quick draw. That's really hard to deal with without removal. Seek Power is fantastic. You can play Seek Power, 4 of these in every deck, and you probably wouldn't be... That's probably not a wrong decision. That's not a very good card. Though strategically, yes, but generally, no. We got some Strangers for fixing, which is pretty good. We've got Summon Red. This is a Rebel Sharpshooter is useful if you can buff her. Again, quick draw is powerful here. It's a decent drop. Centaur Rate is meh. Snowslinger is a decent 2-drop, plus the value for the Snowball is okay. This one's shiny. This one's foil too. At least I can, have a foil one if I want. And Valorous Strangers. I mean, I don't think we're gonna play a Strangers deck. That would be kind of insane. Strangers are kind of like slivers in Magic if you're not familiar. Let's see what our rare is. Cabal Countess. Giggity. I mean, anything with stockings and a garter belt with a revolver on it's okay by me. So we got 2 pretty strong, aggressive shadow cards. Not fast, mind you. 6 power is not fast, but Ambush means it's flash. You can play it at the end of the enemy turn, or also at the beginning of an enemy attack, so you can surprise them. It's kind of like an instant speed creature. Also, her ultimate is pay 4 to give her +2 in quick draw. She becomes a 6/1 quick draw, and quick draw is like first strike on the attack, so she can be very dangerous and give surprise closeouts to a game also. So definitely looks like we have pretty strong choices from Shadow, some fixing with Shadow, and we also have one decent card from Fire, and we also have a Runic Revolver from Fire, and we have Seek Power. So this is pretty good. I'm definitely leaning right now towards Shadow and Fire in the first pack, but let's see what the next pack gives us. Okay. We've got Oni Ronin. Awesome 1-drop for fire. Oh, God. I need to grab a liquid. I'm finally hacking my lung here. Okay. That's better. All right. Desert Marshal. Primo card. Ambush. Kind of like the Cabal Countess. And he summons another unit. You can easily 2-for-1 if you're smart about this guy. Another Stranger for fixing. Got a lot of fixing available. Jarl's Frostkin. Okay. Stunning an enemy unit. Sabo's pretty good. Second Sight's nice. Useful in a pinch, but not awesome. That's always good. It's good value. Haven't seen a lot of good green. This is our first, and this is kind of like a meh green card also. I mean, it's good. It's not fantastic, though. Ancient Lores, I mean, card draw is good, but again, we haven't had that much support for time. Removal in a pinch for small units can destroy Cabal Countess if you want, so, you know, don't discount this card. This synergizes here. You can kill a stunned enemy unit, but you need really stun synergies to make this guy worthwhile. And we've got ourselves a Frontier Jito. Okay. Okay. I mean, if we go super low to the ground, this could be good, but I don't see us doing that, really, in Sealed. I don't think we'll have enough decent 1-drops, but okay. Alright, Omens of the Past. This is set 2 in Eternal. So we get Crack from Omens of the Past. Alright. Alluring Ember. Okay, heavy influence requirements, but that's interesting. Flight, I mean evasion, right? So the way I'm evaluating this, obviously, we're doing the standard bread system, so if you're familiar with collectible card games and draft or sealed, you'll know. So bread is, your most important stuff is bombs, so stuff that is your win condition, you play it and you have a good chance of winning the game. R is removal, so anything that removes the enemy. Haven't seen any removal yet, which is a little concerning. It's not very good. But R is removal, like I said, get rid of your enemy stuff, and then things will be better for you. E is evasion, so anything with flying, anything with unblockable, stuff like that is useful. You can argue that maybe Aegis is kind of okay because it's sort of evading removal, but not really. I mean, evasion is really kind of getting around your opponent's board. A is attacker, stuff you actually want to attack with, but again, no other real role. And then obviously D is dust, dirt, or detritus, whatever you want. The fillers you don't really want to play, but have to put in your deck to fill out the numbers. So that's what we're evaluating. I guess I probably should have said that at the beginning, but, you know, I figure most of you are familiar with this if you're playing CCGs. And that's really the order of importance. So here we've got Minotaur Duelist. Again, stun synergy here, which is pretty interesting. Expensive, but we can use the Icebreaker to maybe use him. And he has revenge, so he gets to do this twice. Kind of an interesting thought there on the stun synergy, but we don't have a lot else in blue. Ridgeline Watcher is perfectly fine. 3/3 for 3 with Aegis. There's better cards than him, but he's pretty decent. Spur On is +1 and unblockable. Okay, it's a neat trick. I won't win you any combats. Valkyrie Denouncer is really good. Gives us value. So getting a little more in green, but Shadow is always strong for us. Maybe green is an option. Nothing real good from red here. Forge Wolf is I mean, it's a 1-drop, I guess. Tinker's solid. Always happy to see Tinker. Scouting is really valuable. Scrying your deck and then getting the top thing +2/+2. Cupbearer is good, but he's kind of a trap sometimes. If you don't have a lot to support. Bloodcall Invocation. Life Force, Lifesteal is kind of scary. And Amaran Archaeologist. Well, if we need to fix for really high cost creatures, we can do it. But again, meh, we're not sure. What's our rare? Our rare is Master's Lesson. Oh, this is terrible. Draw a card for each of the students' battle skills. We don't have anything that really goes with this, so this is, I mean, yeah. Our rares have not been doing so good for us. We got Jito and Master's Lesson. Good God. The Countess was good. Oh, we got a legendary. Oh, shit. Oh, so we got hard removal. Extremely expensive, but we got hard removal. Inspire Obedience. It's hard kill. Good 2-drop, has quick draw. You can make him even bigger to make his quick draw more annoying. So Shadow and Extract, which is removal, life steal, damage, scout. This is fantastic. So definitely liking Extract. Sanguine Sword is okay. I mean, we had some decent justice. I mean, Copperhole Shieldman's actually not bad. Just clog up the ground if we go for an evasive strategy up high. Skywalk Instructor is stellar. She flies and she gives us something else flying. So always good. Vara's Choice is super powerful. Maybe Splashing Time might not be a bad idea. But what is this? This is not good. What is our legendary? Heart of the Vault, bitches! Okay, that's pretty crazy. I mean, also because I just crafted my 4th Heart of the Vault, so this is basically dust. That's okay. Heart of the Vault, not bad. Probably one of the best legends to pull from Omens, but again, in limited, I'm not sure how good that's going to be because this influence requirement is super heavy, and we don't have a lot in time. That's very good. Nice. That's definitely a bomb, but I'm not sure if we're going to be able to play it with the cards we have now. All right. We got Blister Sting Wasp, awesome. Always good. Another extract. So Shadow is definitely one of our strongest, I think, by far. And the question is, what are we putting with Shadow? I mean, Time looks like a decent option. Blister Sting is pretty good. Humbugs for... I mean, this is not a very good card, but Evasion is really valuable in Limited. Threaten, that's a good. Buzzing Behemoth, okay, but nothing special. We have a lot of life gain stuff, so it might be able to swing Thirster. Plus, we had the synergy with the Cupbearer over there. Strength of Many is a great combat trick. Endurance and Warp. Endurance is always valuable for Awakened Sentinels. That's fine. So it looks like Justice is pretty decent, too, though. We have a Revenge, Rabble Rouser, give something else +2/+2. Useful. You get basically 4 of stats for 4, and he gets to come back and do it. So not too bad. Adaptive Predator is pretty bomby. 8/8 for 7, Overwhelm Reckless. Either it's dealt with or it gets out of hand. So, again, powerful stuff if you can get it out. But we haven't had anything else out of Primal. And we have On the Hunt. Put a Hellhound on top of your deck. Okay, so tempo negative, but it's a good early drop if you have in your opening hand, I guess. So we have some not so good rares, and we have an absolute bomb of a legendary without much else to support him. Let's see what our last packs give us. Here we have Herd Ward. I've lost a game to Herd Ward before. It's not a very good card, but in a pinch, it does stuff. It's annoying. I'm really sore about that still. So there's some removal, which is not great, but not terrible. We got a Relic Weapon, which is removal in a pinch for low health things or just to finish up the damage. Ruination Sledge is really solid. It gives us Ruin on a spellcraft. And it's a really good early drop for aggression, so we want to go really low to the ground. Gibbering Jackal is not much more than a Tribute Enabler, or remove an annoying unit with 1 health. Miner's Canary is pretty solid to clog up the air. Nothing in Shadow here, so it means our... well, except for Abduct. Don't know. Some blue, but nothing great. Primal, and then let's see what our rare is. Rare is Roland's Memorial. End of your turn, if a unit went to your void, give 1 of your units +1/+1 for each spell in your void. Okay, so this sealed pool is not looking great for us right now. I'm not really sure where I'm going, and our rares aren't coming together at all. Let's see, Meditation. Okay, Subterranean Sentry, definitely kind of a bomb. We want that toward end. Another super hard removal. That's not bad. So Shadow's definitely looking like a must-have faction. That's the only place we have removal. Graceful Calligrapher is a really good value. 3/4. Endurance for 4 is very playable. You won't get Tribute on this guy. 1/1 for 1. Not great, but it is Evasion, so that's something, I guess. This card's terrible. This card's, again, okay. In a combo deck, it's interesting, but here, not really. Okay. Not seeing much. What we have here, Randori. Okay. This could be this is a very powerful combat trick in a pinch. I think, okay. So I'm leaning towards Xenon colors, but I've never actually done well with Xenon colors, which is Time and Shadow. What do we have? Wormstone. Okay, so that's really, really powerful. If you have enough spells, you can totally crack that for a 7/7 on turn 5, which is not bad. Death Strike is good for removal. It's kind of quasi-removal. Downfall, more hard removal for really big stuff, which is fine. That's not a great card. Transmogrifier is not great. Spell Sword is okay, but not awesome. Plover's alright. It's Evasion. And what's our rare? Arcanum Hourglass. Oh my god. Oh, we're going to do very badly this month. Especially if we play this week to week. Right now we don't really have much. Our best, I think, is in Xenon right now. Alright, so... what do we... really, that's says some interesting stuff. I mean, we don't have a lot in time. That's the issue. We have some top end, but not really anything that can really be great. The problem is we kind of nulled out on our rares Our rares aren't very good, and they can't really support our strategy to what we want to do. I mean, Shadow's our strongest color, but I don't know if that's going to be good enough. I mean, we have a lot of fixing, thank God, for the strangers, so we might be able to do something with that. You can fix for justice this way. I have a seek power. So if we go Xenon, Blister Sting, Cupbearer, and Vara's Choice. So that's pretty potent as removal. This is really worthless for what we're doing right now. And then we can fix for Justice and splash for Denouncer. We have Cupbearer, probably going to leave Revolver on the side. And then we can look at Sanguine Sword. I don't know. Master's Lesson's not very good. Desert Marshal. That gives the Desert Marshal access too, right? If he goes Xenon with a splash of Justice. Yeah, Heart of the Vault. Unless we open some really, really amazing fire cards down the line, I don't really see us ever playing this in this particular limited format that we have right now, but okay. Alluring Ember is interesting, but again, not game-breaking, and Brilliant Discovery is just Brilliant Discovery. It's shit. So, yeah, all our removals in Shadow for sure. Again, but the thing is, we have some good stuff in Shadow, but again, it's not crazy, right? Like, our removals in Shadow and some of our bombs, right? Our Horse Snatcher Bat's there. Our other bomb is in Time, which is our... Where is the Sentinel? There it is, Subterranean Sentry. Then we've got Wormstone in Time. Okay. So I kind of see this... We're not going to play an aggressive... I don't think we have support for an aggressive deck. I mean, even though Ruination Sledge is good, I don't think we have the wherewithal to play an aggressive strategy here. So we're going to try to build something mid-rangey, survive until endgame, then kill them with big fatties is going to be our strategy here. Okay, that's how we're going to have to play this. I'm looking at Primal, mainly because Reckless Predator is just such a fucking animal. Like, this is just... Sorry, Adaptive Predator. So scary. He's already changing, right? Look at this freaky bastard. But I don't really have much else. Like, this is a cool Inspire. Everything you have gains flying, but it's come so late. It's probably already game's usually over by then. Swindle's great. It is very good, but again, there's Torgoth. I love Torgoth. Yeah, it's tough to justify. We have a little bit of that stun synergy, but I don't know. I'm not feeling like Primal's going to do it for us. So I think it's going to be Xenon with some Justice. It might even be straight up 3-color. Because while we don't have too much fixing, we have some. We have Seek Power, and we have Strangers for... We have Strangers for Shadow, and Strangers for Justice and Time. Which gives us 2 drops A, and then gives us some fixing for Influence, which is going to be critical. Alright, so let's put in the Blister Sting Wasp, because that's money. We don't have any attachments, probably, except this, so we can't really make that whole, you know, turn our evasive units into serious damage dealer strategy. Cupbearer for now, Vara's Choice for solid removal. I'm going to leave that away. Denouncer's good. I'm not sure about this. In a pinch, I guess we can get rid of a Stranger to give us 4/4 to kill something actually important. So I'll put it in for now. Desert Marshal is great. Definitely want that. So we're kind of, we're low on 3 drops. We have no 3 drops. So hard removal, bomb. Not sure about this hard removal. Hard removal. God, our top end is all just hard removal. Temporary removal and damage to face, potentially, which is valuable. I mean, we have some health stuff. I'm not sure how much she synergizes. She might be the first cut, but I'll leave her in for now. Just 2/4 for 5 is not good. Cabal Countess for the surprise kill. Spur on because it's a trick, I guess. Not even a trick, it's just a spell. Ugh. Maybe. Maybe. Sure. Yeah. I don't know. I know what my first cuts are going to be once we see what the numbers look like. So that's our Shadow, which is primarily removal, and then like 2 really awesome units. Let's look at Time then. Time gives us... Yeah, Time gives us Wormstone. Death Strike for the spell density. Ancient Laurel help that way. Sentinel's pretty good. Vorlunk's good. Plover's decent. I'll put this up. I mean, I think we're going to cut the behemoth, but just take that. But again, that's just barely playable in limited even. Randori is a good trick. Meditation's a neat trick in case there's removal. We could do kind of like a jackal trick, maybe, with it. If we kill like a 0-1. Okay. Now I'm reaching. But then we can re-up the killer. I don't know. I'll put that in, but we might not use it. Learned Herbalist is great. Secret Pages is awesome because we're going to need to fix. Parma could be good. Random power card for my Void. I don't see that being a thing. I don't think I have any discard. I mean, I do have discard Learned Herbalist. I don't think that's going to synergize particularly well. I'll put this in, but those are probably going to get cut immediately, just so we know what we're looking at here. Yeah, I don't think fire is good enough here. I mean, Oni's okay, but that's about all we got. And Ruination Sledge, yeah, fire's not going to do it for us. And Justice. Justice, what do we have? So Roland's Memorial. You don't went to your Void. Go in plus what you spell in your Void. Yeah, we'll have spells. How many spells are we looking at right now? 15 spells, 20 units. Okay. So we do have spell density. We could maybe make use of Memorial. I don't think Herd Ward's going to be good. Tinker's great. Strength of Mind is great. Canary's good for getting us to that end game. Maybe because it's evasion. This guy just... I've used him before and it hasn't really paid off, but I'll put him in for now. That's solid. We have some strangers, so that might actually work for me for Warcry, so I'm going to keep him in. That's great to get us to endgame. Maybe. Solid. This is crap. Removal and that. Okay. So I think that's our overall pool. Let's start cutting now, because I have a feeling. The curve is super heavy on 2-drops. It kind of makes sense, though. We have a lot of good 2-drops. What are we looking at? We're at 52 out of 45, and 15 of that's got to be power. So we got 22 cuts to make. But like I said, we have a lot of options. Let's do this right. Sanguine Sword, I'm not sure on, mainly because I don't really have much that I want to sacrifice too much. Memorial's going to be tough. Let's not worry about the attachments for now. The spells are what we need to start cutting. So this is quasi removal, that's removal, that's removal. Spur on. I mean, it also gives us revenge. That could be a win con in making something big unblockable, like our Sentinel. It's not terrible. I think I'm going to get rid of the Humbug Swarm. That's just not going to do it for me, I think. It's just too much money. Too much power and too little effect on the board. Threaten's not very good. Though we do have some revenge units where Threaten could be useful. But again, Abduct, again, not a fan of that one. Sabo's okay. Randori is a very good trick on the attack. Meditation, really good with Echo units, but here I don't think it's going to be that useful. The meditation, we'll trim this down. Like the obvious trim, like we have too much stuff. We'll get rid of that. The Jackal, we don't need that many 1-drops. I'll take the Evasion 1-drop and the guy who gets the spell bonus. The Jackal doesn't really synergize. Get rid of the Jackal. The Strangers we need, I think, for the fixing. Herbalist is good for the fixing. How do we get rid of here? There's reasons to keep a lot of this. The Plover... Get rid of the Thirster for sure. She's not going to cut it. The Behemoth's not really going to do it. 6/6 for 8 and gain 6 life. I mean, Sentry's much better for that. What does my curve look like? Super heavy on 2. I mean, the problem is my 2-drops are really solid. A Deadly unit that flies so you can kill anything as long as it doesn't get removed. Desert Marshal, again, silences are like gold. Fixing we desperately need. I can see maybe getting rid of the Marksman with all these 2-drops. Quick Draw is really valuable. I feel like these two... I mean, if we're going really late game, do we need 1-drops? I mean, okay, yes and no is the answer. Duelist... Again, stunning a key unit late game could be a win, but then it's unpredictable when he comes back. Rabble Rouser's pretty good. I like Rabble Rouser more than Duelist, I think. I mean, Plover while nice, is not great. Very easy to remove. Vorlunk. Let's get rid of Plover. Let's get rid of... I want to keep the Countess. This is Quasi... I have a fuck ton of removal already, though, and this is not much else. So let's get rid of the Acolyte, I think. Then again, right, like, it's just in a pinch, right? The Watchwing and the Valorous Stranger. The Valorous Stranger synergizes with the other strangers. You do risk, though, giving this to your opponent's strangers if they have any, and then we get things that are interesting. Otherwise, it's a 2/2 Warcry for 3, which is not terrible, but not awesome, given how many 3-drops I have, so that's fine. I don't think the Memorial is going to be that useful. I mean, this could get value late game, though. I mean, this could really just start snowballing a bit. Freeze Pony. We will have spells. Like, we will have spells. I think we are going to keep the Memorial. I think this could actually be powerful. Parma. Spellcraft weapons are good, but we can get rid of the Sanguine Sword, I think. I think we don't have enough to really make that worth it. Learned Herbalist. I need to keep her in. So we need to cut, really. It's spells primarily. We have way too many spells. And I think I'm going to get rid of Inspire Obedience. Cut Ties is better. We've got... Because 7 is just a lot for anything. Cut Ties, Downfall, Extract, Extract. I think 2 hard removals, 2 3 damage removals, plus Vara's Choice, which is removal from the hand, and Death Strike. I think that's a lot of removal already. That's pretty solid on that. Card advantage is nice. It's too many damn spells, though. I feel like that's a win con. If we have something fat down. I want to get rid of... I mean, Death Strike is expensive for what it does. And with the removal that we have, maybe that's all we need. I'll cut Death Strike, I guess. Then we'll cut... Sabo. Again, this could go out empty. It's pretty likely that most decks are going to be creature heavy. But if you're worried about a combat trick, this is one way to make sure they don't have it. And if they do that, they'll discard it. But Tinker is money. Strength of Many is money. Vara's Choice. Like, all these I want to keep. Ancient Lore I'm not sold on. But, again, card draw is good. Especially trying to get to where we need to. Yeah, doing 3 color this early is a little scary. So we have 2 basically combat tricks. Everything else is removal. Let's... Yeah, I'm just so heavy in 2-drops. I think we're going to get rid of the Longshot Marksman. We're not going aggro. I don't think that's our strategy. Our strategy is to survive till the bigger stuff. And then kind of go over with this and maybe do Rabble Rouser, Horse Snatcher, do some work there. Parma would be good on Horse Snatcher. They won't die immediately. Reinforced Baton, good removal early, but not critical. We have better removal already. 2/3 for 3 versus 3 damage for 3 lifesteal and Scout. It's kind of the same thing-ish. I mean, granted, we get 3 armor, but I'm going to get rid of that then. So then we have Wormstone, which I definitely want to keep with all the spells that we have. Sandless Parma and Rolls Memorial. Okay. So I do need to cut some more spells because we are looking like we're going to be light on units otherwise. 7 more. So we need to cut at least 8 or 9 more, I think. Depends how fat we want to go. Let's get rid of the Behemoth because he's not going to do anything special. Sentry's great. Bat's great. Denouncer can keep swinging in. Duelist, not sure, but he's functional. He's there to push through the damage toward end game. But if we really get stalled on board, we don't have a really good solution for this. I feel like we don't have a solution to board stalls except for Spur On, which is why we probably want to keep it. Honestly. Oh, Sarandri Sabo. I mean, Sabo, we can totally coaster on Sabo. Right, let's get rid of Sabo. Let's get rid of... God, that's going to hurt me, but Ancient Lore. Because that's... While it helps me dig, it doesn't help me win. Orandori helps me win combat. Strength of Many definitely does. Tinker gets me bigger stuff. Gets me removal, gets me fixing. And I think that's fine. It's pretty heavy into spells. The spell density is a little high. But we have a lot of stuff that synergizes with that. Learned Herbalist being one. And, you know, Wormstone, critical, Roland's Memorial. So we do want kind of like a spells matter theme. We also can spellcraft a teleport up. So that makes sense, I think. And these are all pretty solid spells. I think I'm glad we got rid of Example Made. But Cut Ties and Downfall are, I think, really useful. Extract is good in a pinch. We have a lot of ways to just drop stuff. Especially if we drop like a major card with Vara's Choice. It's pretty solid. So that's fine. I think the attachments are okay. I might cut Parma. It's the only weapon we have. And it gives defense, not attack. So, again, teleport's kind of useful to get rid of annoying attachments on our enemy units. So, down to 34. We're making the cuts. How are we looking at curve-wise? I'm really heavy in 2. Like, really heavy in 2. But the problem is a lot of our value is in 2. Blister Sting, the Fixing Strangers, Marshals, Herbalist, Canary. I'm just thinking of getting rid of Canary. I mean, does Acolyte do more than Canary does? I mean, there's a lot of something 1s or X1s that we could use Acolyte for, especially in the newest set. So I kind of want to keep him as functionality. This clogs the air, this clogs the ground until we can get something fat going. I feel like this is not going to help us too much. Neither are you, but I'm going to go ahead and get rid of you. I know we have a Spells Matter theme, but at least we have evasion on that guy, and he can at least keep swinging in for something. And then we have 33. We need 4 more cuts. Yeah, I really wish I could cut my 2. Yeah, I feel like I'm just way too heavy in 2 drops. I think like late game, if we draw Strangers, it's not going to help us, obviously, but they're here for fixing, right? Marshal, always happy to draw. Sting, always happy to draw. Herbalist, always happy to draw. Yeah, I think I pretty much, if you think about like what we really need to cut, what happens if you draw it late game, right? That's the question. So all these are kind of a yes. Strangers less so, because by late game, ideally, we would have fixed what we need. And then what? Then Herbalist gets us... It does give us health, and that could be the difference. So the only question is Canary. And Canary's not a good weapon. We don't have any good weapons for Canary. But it just clogs the sky till we get to the good stuff, right? Countess is a good surprise. End of turn on 3. Play your 4th power. 6/1 quick draw to the face. Alright, those are options. Watchwing might not do enough for us. Vorlunk's probably not what we need here. 3/4. Then we can kill Vorlunk out of that. Because 3/4 overwhelm with that, with only 3 attack, without having any really good way of getting up there, is not going to do it for us. Alright, let's keep cutting then. Duelist for the stuns to get in for damage, maybe. Card advantage for a warp is nice. 3/5 for 5 is not insignificant. We don't have that much synergy. I just feel like Duelist isn't big enough to do what we need to. This late, I don't really want to be... I mean, in a pinch, though. In a pinch, he's a blocker and a stun to get a key bit of damage through. I mean, that's not crazy. So what else do we cut? We're down to 32. I need to... For this kind of deck, I mean, if we're looking at power, probably need, what, 17 power? Yeah, that's probably about right. I almost would want to put 18 in it. But that means we also took away one of our removals by accident. Hold on. Let's get it back. Where's our removal that we got rid of? Cut ties. There we go. Back in. All right. 32. 3 more cuts. 4 more cuts. So what are we cutting? I think these spells are just really good. Like, we actually have really good spells. And to me, this is a win con, so I need to keep this in. Both of these kind of do the same thing. Duelist stun, Spur on gets us through. And helps him infiltrate, actually, which is key. I think I'm going to get rid of Parma. While nice, at 5 power, which is when we want to play the teleport, we have a way to get through and a way to get through. So I think this does a lot of the same. I'm going to get rid of Parma. That'll get us more on the creature heavy. And we are very spell heavy already, so I would be more comfortable with more units. So 19 units, 2 attachments, 10 spells feels pretty good. That feels like a good number. So what else do we get rid of then? That's our way through, and that's our way through for some of our fat stuff. And that's our strategy then, okay. So we don't really want to mess with the spell. The spells, I think, are just fine the way they are. I don't want to mess with this at all, because we have fixing here as well. Memorial could be very useful with the spell density, like I said, and chances are we're going to be dying. Sacrificing these early units, because for value. You could argue that Sanguine Sword would be smart here, to sacrifice something smaller and less useful for damage, for removal. I may think about putting that back in, if depending on how the first couple games go. Rebel Rouser's always solid, though, in a pinch. I do like this guy. He's been annoying on the other side when I've been on the receiving end, so I kind of want to keep him in. Sentinel I'm thinking about getting rid of, or Duelist, because these two are probably doing the least. This is a solid body. That does good stuff. That keeps me alive. Shieldman does a lot of work, too. Very few things have over 7 attack. Watchwing. Yeah, this thing also takes care of a lot of deadly units, too. Maybe that's why we should keep him in there. The Watchwing's not great, but the Warcry is going to be important. We have a lot of stuff here. I think I might just cut the Canary, honestly. If we cut the Canary and he has something like a 3 damage in the air, there's nothing we can do to get by. I'm going to keep the Canary and cut the Faithful. Let's cut that. Because we're not going to be early game anyway. We probably want to be playing Seek Power on 1. And that'll be about it. We can wait till 2 to drop anything crazy. So that brings us down to 30. 2 more cuts, I'm thinking. At the very least. We have a lot of good removal here, which I want to keep on. So we have to probably cut units at this point. I think I might cut the Sentinel. Do I have anything fat on the ground? Yeah, I have. Because he'd basically be a body to defend, right? And Endurance is really good, though. Endurance is a solid keyword, though. This is actually a really tough set of cuts at the end here. I've never really played with Canary successfully, so I'm not sold on this card yet. I know some drafters really value Canary highly because it just clogs up the air beautifully. But I don't know. I feel like I have kind of creatures like that. It feels like this is going almost too defensive. If we didn't need this much fixing, I'd probably cut the Strangers, but we do need fixing, so I'm really afraid of getting rid of any of these. The primal's not important, but the Shadow definitely is, in case we don't draw it. So... Jeez. What do we cut? I am not certain what we cut. Let's go through the list one more time. Spells stay. I think that's a given. Extract is too useful. The Scouting is very useful. Everything else is removal. Potential win conditions that we can use twice. Strength and Many Seek Power Tinker. So that's I think that's perfect. That stays. Randori, again, great combat trick. That stays. Memorial can get value late game. Wormstone gives us an early bomb. Stays. Okay. Late game bomb. Late game bomb. Never ending late game bomb. Well, not never ending. He gets 2 bites at the apple at least. Okay, so these stay. So it's basically from Duelist on down. What do we get rid of? Rebel Rouser is it's okay. It's good, but it's temporary 4 stats. Maybe he's not the best choice. I'm very hesitant to get rid of evasion because if you do, it's a fool's errand. Marshall, I need the silence, I need the fixing. So these are all in, basically, because deadly units are worth their weight in gold. Herbalist gives us fixing. Maybe I'm too heavy on the fixing. I don't think you can ever be too heavy on the fixing in a week 1 3-color deck, though. So that's kind of not a true statement. I'm not too heavy on fixing. Countess is awesome. So I think, because Countess plus the quick draw in combination with like a spur on or something, even late game, that's, you know, ambush end of turn, 6 damage, plus a spur on is 7 unblockable. Like, that could close out a game. That could be a win right there when you're racing. So she has to stay. I'm thinking about Watchwing, but the Warcry would be valuable for getting some of our other units a little fatter. But look at my curve. My 2s are heavy, and like I said, I do want to cut my 2s, but I have too much good stuff at 2. Shit, do I cut Canary? I might cut Canary. Shit, I've never actually played well with this card. That might be the wrong choice. Some people really value it highly, like I said, but I think for me, the way I play, I think Canary's not going to do it. But maybe the first game I'll be like, shit, I wish I had Canary. And maybe some of this won't play out the way I expect it to. And then one more cut. Or what we do is we just go add power, we add one more, and we run with 46. I did that last league, and it was fine. I think we do that, honestly. I think that's alright, because we have so many low drops that we can get there to the high end. No, I think that's fine. I think we could do that. Let's leave it like that. So let's take a look at influence. Do we need double anything? Double shadow we need, so we need to make sure we have shadow, and that's pretty early as well. Double justice, double shadow, double justice, double shadow. Okay, so we need double justice and double shadow. We'll crack up another justice sigil. 5 for time. We've got fixing for time and justice and shadow, and we've got seek power and the secret pages from Learned Herbalist if we wish it to be. So I think that's pretty good. Maybe we should get rid of Shieldman and put in Canary. That's what I'm thinking, maybe the one switch I make. But let's just play it with this for now and see how it goes. So that'll be our deck for week 1, for better or worse. We didn't have a lot of good rares to play with, but made the best of what we could. We got some pretty decent uncommons to play with, especially Horse Snatcher I do like a lot. And we'll see what we can do. We'll see how this week goes. And again, this is all in the name of fun, so you can see how a sealed deck can evolve over the month. So I hope you enjoyed that analysis/building session. Day 1, the next episode will be some games and see how that one shakes out. So for now, I've been Nurse. This has been our sealed deck building for the month of October, and I'll see you all next time with some rounds. Till then.